Good morning and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Christina and this is Casey Urban Farm. So what I am about to show you today is a little bit embarrassing, and I feel a little bit ashamed that I let my garden get to this point. But how else can I teach you what not to do in the future with your tomatoes than to show you what I did this season with mine? So if any of you have been following my channel recently, or my Instagram, you would know that I spent most of July and the first week in August traveling, not only to see grandbabies, but to also go see some family out in Oregon and to take my 17-year-old daughter on a tour of some national parks. And while I was gone, my mom and my youngest son took care of the garden. I had told them that before I left, I would go ahead and stake up all the tomatoes, trim everything out, get it all prepped so that they wouldn't have to do a whole lot. But that did not happen. Time constraints, you know, just how that is when you're trying to get ready to go on a large trip, on a long trip, and things did not get done. Now, normally here in southern Missouri, zone 6B where I live, that would not be too much of a problem, just because we do hand water. There's not a whole lot of rainfall this time of year, but as fate would have it, it rained pretty much continuously while I was gone, and so I came home to an absolute jungle. And before I left for my next trip, I was home for about 6 days. I started to go through the garden, tried to get a little bit done, didn't get as much done as I wanted to, and thought I'm only going to be gone for another 8 days. It should be just fine. And that was my biggest mistake. So when I got home on Friday night and I came in the back gate, I was absolutely shocked, but also devastated by what I found. My teaching garden, ironically, is the one that took the biggest hit, and normally I'd say I'd be able to get in there and trim back some of the plants and get them back up on the trellis, but the weight of the tomatoes, the type of tomatoes that I grew on the trellises this year, which is a lot larger of a tomato than I usually put down, meant that there was more weight pulling the plant off the trellis, and so in the end it was just devastating, and all of the plants are probably going to have to come out. I haven't gotten in and examined them too closely yet, but that is what I plan on doing today. But before I start tearing things apart or going through and trimming it out, I wanted to show what I am dealing with, and then if weather holds up, because it's been very windy, so it's difficult to set the tripod up and film. But if the wind keeps down, I will set up the tripod and show my process of cleaning out this bed when I get to that point this afternoon or later this morning. So before the wind picks back up again too much or another large truck comes down my road, let's go see what I am dealing with. So what I will do is show you the view that I had when I came in the gate on Friday night. So let me turn around here. Now, I do have my my cargo box sitting now in front of where the tomatoes are, and that obviously was not here before that. Oh, the mosquitoes are just, I don't know why I have such a reaction to them. So anyways, let me turn you around and show you what I am dealing with. And all the tomato abuse. I'm so sorry, guys. I hate tomato abuse. I hate it. I am going to salvage what I can out of there and dehydrate or just process what I'm able to and throw in the freezer, because some of them are pretty darn soft. But okay, I'll quit procrastinating. Here we go. So normally the tomatoes would be up this trellis and this trellis, and we actually put this old swing set back here with the intention of bringing the tomatoes this way over it, because I knew I was going to have a lot of weight and some pretty big plants this year. But because I did not stake them, tie them, and trim them, this is what happened from the weight of the tomatoes. And you can see they are, oops, what was it? They're heavy with fruit. But there's a lot of rotten stuff. And they had a decent amount of distance to go up and over and then back to this, but I did not do my part in getting them set up. And they had fallen over in the walkway. And these were green zebra tomatoes. So normally I plant cherries or grapes or a smaller Roma on this back trellis. I had wanted to experiment with a slightly larger variety. And I had full intention of keeping track of it and monitoring it. And I started off really well. And then I let it get away from me. So let me show you from this angle what it looks like as well. You can see one did what it was supposed to do, but all the rest have fallen forward, backward, sideways. It is just one big jungle. Hey, Nima. And here's the walkway. I'll step back so you can get an idea of where the, see, so there's the garden beds. You can also see it's overgrown with grass. And down in here, I did have, this is where my fairy tale eggplant were. You can see some spider made its home. It's enjoying the tomato plants. Yeah, look at the size of those. But on this, you can see, I mean, there's nothing on the trellis. They've all just, the weight just ripped them right off. So. So sad. Pepper plant in here. Totally forgot. There's a pepper plant right over here too. So I had the lost See, even after all that, it's still producing. So the eggplant is still producing. Oops. Tomato. Got a couple of the fairy tale eggplant out of it. And I see that I have some peppers over here. Oh. And I've got peppers growing. This is one big job. This is the other thing. Okay, so here's the other thing. When you do not properly stake up your plants or trim them or do the things that you need to do to make them grow to their fullest, then when you go in like I'm going to do now, it just creates way more work for you as well. So if you just do it from, oh, it's windy. So if you just do it from the very beginning, then your workload is not going to be as intense as now mine is. I just created way more work for myself to try and salvage what I can out of this garden so I have food to put up for my family for this winter, because we rely on these tomatoes to sustain us over the winter months as much as we possibly can and not have to go to the grocery store. So I have just broken one of the cardinal rules of homesteading, or when you're trying to grow your own food security. I did not properly take care of my plants. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I failed my plants. So don't do what I did. So I just wanted to get this up to you guys as soon as possible to teach you or to show you what not to do with your tomato plants. So you'll notice that this video is actually coming in out of order even of what I was going to put up next. And I just felt so strongly when I came out and I really had the time to finally look at and see what I had done wrong, that I wanted to use this as a teaching moment and say, do not do this. I mean, I'm still going to get some harvest out of it. I still did get some harvest out of it before I left. But the full potential of what these plants could have given me is now lost. If I had properly done that, here in the zone where I live, these tomatoes would be producing for me for at least another 2 months. Today is August 10th. So I would be getting tomatoes out of them through the rest of August, through all of September, and even into October if I had properly taken care of them, as was my job. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment, let me know what you thought of it. If there's anything that you'd like me to help with in the future, or that you'd like to see me show off in my garden, because my goal is not only to show my processes, but also my failures. And this year I've had a lot of failures. So if there's anything that you all think that I could help you with, that you maybe caught a hint of or a glimpse of while I've been showing off my garden, please comment it and let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.